Do you know how to propagate plants from cuttings?
Most people know that you can grow plants from seeds. But did you know that you can grow plants from a cutting? You can just take a cutting, cut off a piece of a stem or branch from a plant, and regrow it. So I'm going to talk about the easiest way to propagate plants from cuttings. And what you'll need here is this box right here. So you can get this plastic tote from, probably a local department store, Target or something like that. And you'll need to drill several holes in it along the bottom for water drainage. And then you're going to drill some holes in the side, and that helps with the oxygen. Now the holes in the bottom are more important than the holes in the side because you definitely need that drainage. But the holes in the side will also provide more oxygen, which is important for the plants to grow. The next thing you need is some perlite. So perlite is a mineral that it has a lot of surface area. So this allows water to stay on it and evaporate slowly, and provides a very humid environment, which is important for the plant cuttings to grow. This method works for almost any plant, except for cactus. Cactus don't like the humid environment. Cactus like it dry. So then what you'll do is, once you have your perlite inside, this is the perlite, you're gonna fill it with water. Get your hose, fill it with water, or your tap, and just spray as much as you can and let it drain out through the bottom. And that's it, you're ready. You don't even have to wait till it drains. You can just go ahead and put your plant cuttings inside, and the water will drain on its own. Then what you do is you set this in a shady area. Growing plants from seeds requires you to wait for the plants to mature. So, for example, a fruit tree may need 5 to 7 years to mature enough to be able to produce any fruit. However, when you take a cutting, that cutting is at the maturity level of the original tree that you took it from. So once it has enough root space and enough size and enough stem strength, you'll be able to start producing flowers and fruit right away. So you save time. The downside to using the cutting is that you don't have the same biodiversity because you're taking an exact copy of that plant. You're essentially cloning it. While as a seed, you have the biodiversity because it has, the pollen from the male and the female's plants, or male and female sections of the flowers. What you're going to look for is at least 3 leaf nodes. Alright, leaf nodes. So let's look at this plant. So you get to the top, there's some seeds already. You can see at the top there's a pair or 2 pairs of leaves, and you want to go down, and you got down here, and you got some more leaves. Alright, these are the leaf nodes where the leaves grow out of the stem. Then you come down, come down here, and I would call this the 3rd leaf node. I wouldn't cut it there, it's really short. But then you can come down here, 4th leaf node. You can come down here, this should be like the 5th leaf node. You can cut it below that at a 45-degree angle. And you want at least 3 leaf nodes. You don't want the plant to be too short.
Yeah, so this is some amaranth here. It's growing kind of long and spindly. It's very thin and stringy. But anyway, we can take a cutting of this and propagate it. So what you want to do is you want to cut it at a leaf node, but you want to get at least 3 leaf nodes on the plant. So the leaf nodes is where the leaves are growing out of the stem. So you want to get it below the leaf node. So what you want to do is cut at a diagonal right below the node. And you want to get rid of most of these leaves if you want it to root, because that's going to take away from the energy of the plant. So pinch or cut these all off. All these side branches. Gotta cut them. It's not going to look pretty, but it'll grow. I wonder now, this is actually branching here, and this is a leaf node, so I might be able to get another plant out of this if I cut it here. Yeah, separate it here. Still gotta get rid of most of the leaves on this plant. I'm gonna cut off this branch here, and At least it's going to seed. We're going to cut these seeds off. It's going to cut off all of that. Pull off this leaf. Get rid of these seeds here. And it's left with basically one leaf. Looks terrible. I'm going to just try to get rid of all this seed formations. It's just taking away extra energy from the plant. I want it to use the energy to root. There's a little black seed there. Seed there. But that's okay. We're just going to throw that in the soil. Maybe it grows to a new plant. So clean up off all this stuff off the stems. Good enough. And we got this one. I'm going to try this one too. So we'll do the same. Thin off these. There's another piece. Who knows, this might grow as well. Just going to pull off the leaves. So we gotta strip this plant bare. Leave it with just like one leaf on it. 2 leaves, maybe 3 leaves. But you want to leave small leaves, you don't want big leaves. It takes away energy from the plant. It's gonna try to support those leaves, and then you want it to grow roots. They can't do both of those once it's a cut plant, right? Now, I'm gonna maybe take one or two more cuttings before I put it in the propagation. Alright, so next we're gonna put it in our propagation box. This is a regular plastic tote you get at Target. Drilled lots of holes in it along the side and the bottom. Drill lots of holes in it so that it can drain, and that helps it get oxygen. And we got some plants in there already. This is some basil. It also has some sour oranges in there, which aren't grown. Very easy to propagate basil. I propagated amaranth before. Easy to propagate that too. So anyway, this box is full of perlite. Get it at your local gardening store, and then you just fill it up with water and let it drain out. And the holes are all in the bottom for drainage, so the water can drain. There's holes on the side to get more oxygen. The perlite is a mineral. Stays wet very well, and it allows the stems, the roots to get oxygen. So very effective. And then we just stick our cuttings in there. It also holds moisture for a very long time, so if you go away for like a month, you come back and like the perlite should still have moisture. It should still be pretty wet, and your plant should grow. Well, just gotta stick them in there. Put the lid back on, so you can see all of these plants have removed most of the leaves from all of them. And easy way to tell if it's working. You come back and you see leaves are growing on the plant. Then you know that the roots are growing. Keep the box somewhere shady. These are cuttings, they're delicate. Too much sunlight, too much heat. It's gonna stall them out. So a shady area with partial sun, shady sun. And you check them back in a week, check them back in 2 weeks. It depends on the plant. I'm thinking amaranth, check them back in 2 weeks. The basil, 2 weeks, maybe even 10 days. So we'll check this back later. Put the lid on for now. Just make sure the perlite is still moist. Stick your hand in there. If it isn't, get your hose, give it a spray, and it'll drain out through the draining hose. I'm gonna spray some water because it's kind of in a sunny corner. If it was in a sunny place. Ooh. So all you have to do is get started and forget it. Method works for almost any kind of plant. Not cactuses. Cactuses don't like as much moisture.
Tune in next time to see if my plants have started rooting. Just kidding. I'll show you my results right now.
Well, it's been about 3 weeks now. And oh yeah, I put the amaranth in there. I think there's a little bit of root on there, but not much. That's something though. Those are roots, baby. Those are roots. So they're just starting off. Yeah. So that's two, and then have some more amaranth in there, but it died. These two popped roots. And rooting amaranth isn't really that hard. It's just hard to get this camera to focus because it's a piece of crap. So the flood rolled through here, but I had the box elevated, so it didn't get taken away by the flood. A little bit of roots, but I can say that the basil that I had in there a week earlier than that, it's got tons of roots. Yeah, basil is easy to root. Basil is easy to root. You know, you see how it has these little bumps on the stem? Those are little nodes that are ready to form roots. So you can just put it, you can bury it that deep and roots will grow out of those little nodes. So this is ready to be replanted. Some basil here. Here's another piece of basil. It's got roots on it. Oh, there's another one. Got some roots on it. Way down in there. It's got this nice fragrant basil smell. There you go. And if the perlite starts to dry up, you can always just spray some water in it. These roots, you feel the roots deep down in there. Yeah. Just like that. All you gotta do is pull most of the leaves off, bury it in this wet perlite. It'll root. Now, yeah, this is like one of these Seville oranges, and just won't root. It's supposed to take a long time, but nothing's happening with these. I had them for a long time, and they're just not working. So get ready to give up on them. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not a big orange eater anyway. But the basil is ready to be repotted and replanted, and that's how you do it. That's how you propagate plants.